So we are going to start with question 2.2. So we are told that Matapelo Community Service Garden gives members of the community to maintain one house, one garden principles to fight poverty. Table 2 below indicates the fixed area of the garden with different dimensions. So what does that statement mean? So the fixed area means that for each garden, the area will be the same. That's why we are told there is a fixed area. So the area will be the same for all the gardens. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's go ahead and answer the set of questions given for this scenario or for this illustration. So we'll start with question 2.2.1. So question 2.2.1 says that give the name of the proportion represented in table 2. So we can see that on our table, which is table 2, we can see, so we have the length and the width. So we have the length and the width. So we can see that for garden 1 we have 2. For garden for width, so for garden 1 we have the length is 2 and the width is 32. And for garden 2, the length is 4 and the width is 60. And for garden 3, we can see that our length is not given, but our width is 12.8. And for garden 4, we can see that our length is 8 and our width is also 8. So to distinguish the proportion, we just have to observe on our table. So we can see that when the length is increasing, our width is decreasing. So we can see that the proportion in this case will be indirect. So our answer will be an indirect proportion based on that relationship that we just justified or identified. So it is an indirect proportion. And an indirect proportion is also called an inverse proportion. An inverse proportion. And if they were both increasing, we were going to have a direct proportion, not indirect. We were going to have a direct proportion if they were both increasing. But in this case, when the length is increasing, our width is decreasing. That's why we have an indirect proportion or an inverse proportion. Okay, so now let's move to the next question, which is question 2.2.2. 2.2.2. So question 2.2.2 says that calculate the maximum area of garden 5. You may use the formula area equals to length multiplied by width. So we are told that we might use this formula, which is area equals to length multiplied by width. So we are looking for the area of garden 5. So our area will be area equals to our length for garden 5 is 10 multiplied by our width, which is 6.4. So our area will be equals to 10 multiplied by 6.4. It will be 10 multiplied by 6.4. And our answer will be 64. Our area will be 64. So now let's move to question 2.2.3. 2.2.3. So question 2.2.3 says that, hence determine the value of A and B, the length of garden 3 and the width of garden 6. So we'll start with A. So we'll start with A for garden 3. So if we recall from our statement in our scenario, we were told that all these gardens has the same area. So the area of all these gardens is fixed, meaning that the area of each and every garden is 64. So the area of each and every garden is 64. So in this case, we are looking for A, which is the length of garden 3. So what we are going to do is that we are going to use the same formula. So we know that our area is fixed, meaning that the area is the same across all the gardens. So we will have 64 equals to our length, which is A, multiplied by the width of garden 3, which is 12.8. And now I'm going to teach you a very important trick in this case. So in this case, we can see that in the middle we have a multiple question sign. So if we want to remain with A, we don't take 12 to the other side. We don't take 12 to the other side. We need to divide by 12.8 so that A can remain the same, so that A can remain alone. So because it's a multiplication, we divide by 12.8. But if it was an addition or a subtraction, we're going to take the 12.8 to the other side, and when it comes to the other side, it was going to change its sign. But that won't apply here because in the middle we have a multiple sign. So it means that we are going to divide by 12.8. And remember that any number divided by itself, the answer will always be 1. So these two will cancel. Okay, so remember that what you do on your right hand side, you also need to do it on your left hand side, meaning that we are also going to divide by 12.8 on this side, and A will be equals to 64 divided by 12.8, and A will be equals to 5. Okay, and we do the same for B. We do the same for B, for garden 6. So we do the same thing. So our area is 64 and our length was given was 16 and our width was B. So we just divide by 16. The 16 will cancel, and B will be equals to 64 divided by 16. So let's do that. 64 divided by 16, the answer will be 4, meaning that our B will be equals to 4. Okay, so now we are done answering question 2.2.3, and we will be moving to question 2.2.4. Question 2.2.4. So question 2.2.4 says that which garden is in square shaped from table 2 above. So square shaped means that our length and our width needs to be equal. So our length and our width needs to be equal. So if we look at table 2, we can see that the only time where our length was equals to our width was in garden 4, meaning that the answer will be garden 4, because our length is equals to our width. So our length was 8 and our width was also 8, meaning that this will be in a square shape and the answer will be garden 4.